with both candidates having personal ties to the tragedies of this highway and the 61 lives taken since 2010, increasing safety is their #1 priority. Included in the new command center, drones. The drones have many purposes, one of the main ones being detecting fires before they spread. Within 10 days of the 1-year anniversary of the crash, tomorrow's proceeding will be held here at Van Nuys Courthouse and is another opportunity for the judge to set the date for that preliminary hearing. I spoke with all the Malibu City Council candidates this morning who have been out and about in the city all day making the final push for their campaigns. If your car is parked uphill, turn your wheels to the left. In April, the California Department of Housing and Community Development announced an agreement with Malibu for the development of 79 affordable housing units. Ultimately, the Coastal Commission decided that with the other public restroom being nearly 1 mile away, this restroom will make going to the beach much more enjoyable.
Where human eyes can't be. Cameras can keep a watchful eye on public safety.
We cannot put an officer or a deputy on every single corner. But why don't we use technology to help out?
The Lost Hills Sheriff Station is enhancing public safety with its privately funded real-time watch center. Since the center opened in September, Captain Jennifer Situ says nearly 2,900 cameras are registered in the system.
We're almost at 2,900.
It is a community effort. These public-facing cameras, owned by schools, religious institutions, businesses, and residents, submit footage to the station on connectlosangelescounty.org.
Now, this doesn't mean we have access to their cameras. What it means is the residents notify us and say, hey, we have cameras.
These cameras can help track natural disasters and crime, such as sending out alerts for burglaries and giving deputies knowledge of the incident before arriving on the scene.
Going to be doing a lot of things for us.
Included in the new command center, drones. The drones have many purposes, one of the main ones being detecting fires before they spread. Early detection can prevent fire damage, such as the destruction at Malibu Bluffs Park from the Broad Fire in November.
The importance of early notification of a fire, of smoke, is really important to protect our community.
These drones have many purposes.
One is detecting fires. The other big use for them is homeless encampments.
Captain Situ says the drones start to fly before fire season to look for encampments and potential fire hazards.
That way we can start doing outreach with our homeless population and start getting them housed somewhere.
Being the first sheriff station to have a drone program, Captain Situ says community members are supportive.
I really haven't got any pushback at all from any of the residents. They love this idea.
Malibu City Council member Steve Uring is also in support of this development.
If we look at this rationally, this is the right thing to do.
Despite potential privacy concerns, local private security companies are also exploring drones for public safety. President and CEO of International Protective Service, Aaron Jones, is developing his own version of these safety drones.
They basically have an eye in the sky that can help guide them to figure out what they need to do.
Similar to the Watch Center, one of the main goals is to detect fires early on.
It's to nip it in the bud before it gets out of control.
These new cameras, both on and off the ground, are providing a solution to public safety.
So it's just a better way to do law enforcement.
Newcomers Halen Conrad and Channing Frickman are focused on one issue: Pacific Coast Highway. Conrad has lived in Malibu for 17 years, and her son is about to start driving. She says after her son's close friend was involved in a deadly crash on July 4th of this year, her concerns of the dangers of PCH became personal.
It's like a weekly or a monthly or a bi-monthly thing.
Conrad supports efforts to reimagine the flow and speed of the highway.
I believe that it's time to pick a lane and really rethink the way PCH operates. If it's maybe a boulevard.
Frickman, a pediatrician and Malibu resident of 10 years, has also experienced the dangers of PCH. Despite being on a crosswalk, Frickman was struck by a car in 2020 as a pedestrian at the intersection of Tringus Canyon Road and PCH. She suffered a traumatic brain injury and made a full recovery this year.
That is my mission. That is why I have entered this campaign season.
This past July, a car struck and injured her husband while he was cycling on the highway. These personal encounters with PCH, along with her medical career, have made the highway the most important part of her campaign.
That is the most important role.
Frickman says her faith also influenced her decision to run for city council and work to prevent future accidents.
The Lord just put on my heart, that can't be another young person or member of our community or tourist.
Conrad and Frickman both describe PCH as a lifeline, connecting homes, medical facilities, and small businesses along the coast.
It is our lifeline. It's our only road, really.
The lifeline with PCH, that's the artery, that's the main way in and out.
But these newcomers to the city council race know it's time to fix the lifeline.
Things won't change if we don't change them.
I have to use my voice and my breath to protect and serve.
Mayor Stewart?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Under California's housing element law, all cities must update their housing plans every 8 years to meet its regional housing needs allocation. The law mandates that local governments meet housing needs across all economic levels. According to the HCD agency, Malibu must have at least 79 affordable units, with 47 of those for low and very low income households. At Monday night's meeting, City Council members were tasked with approving the decision to avoid penalty.
I do not want to incur the wrath of Sacramento.
Councilmember Bruce Silverstein says he thinks the city is being asked to agree to more than what they were initially told by HCD.
I can't describe exactly what happened in closed session, but I believe that what we're now being told we must agree to is more than we were told we would be required to agree to.
One area where the city is hoping to not have to build all new units is through accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, that can be constructed on existing properties. It is estimated that between 17 and 30 of Malibu's 79 required units could be ADUs. As for the building of the new units, the plan is to construct them on 2 empty lots off of Pacific Coast Highway near Paradise Cove. City leaders offered alternatives, like utilizing vacant office spaces as well.
We may be able to find our solutions in already existing properties, and we need to encourage developers to rethink what they're doing with those properties, especially if they can't get them rented.
As for Monday night's decision, the city risked monetary penalty if it remained non-compliant 12 months after the effective date of the stipulated judgment. Council members say they had no choice but to adopt and submit the housing plan.
We have no discretion tonight. I mean, we could say no, but if we say no, we'll be in violation of the stipulated judgment that we've entered into.
Pull out your cameras. Calabasas locals can win a prize for their photography skills. TGI Fridays is closing more locations as reports suggest the company may be going bankrupt. The repairs include fixing wood on the ramps and painting. Weatherproofing solutions will also be added to ensure a longer lifespan of the park equipment. Once started, the repairs approved last night will take about 2 weeks to complete. Superstar by night, Super Bowl by day. The time zones are aligned for Taylor Swift this football season.